are springing into the Easter season, and a lot of the times when we talk about holidays, we talk about the food that we kind of surround our families around, which is why we had to stop here at Mert's Meats with Brandon. How have you been? I haven't seen you since Christmas.
I've been great. It's been a long winter.
Yes.
It's great to see you.
Yes.
The sun is shining.
Yes, that's a positive. We need that here in Michigan. And another positive is that we can kind of prepare for another, holiday meal. And you guys have the best ones right here at Mert's Meats.
Thank you.
But before we dive into the actual Easter meal, because we have a couple of Fridays before Easter, and a lot of the times in Lent, there's that focus on fish, which you guys have some great fish options. What kind of things can people get here for those final days of Lent?
Well, we do have a couple more weeks of Lent, and we always expand our fresh fish variety during Lent, whether it's freshwater fish or ocean fish, but every day we have a great variety of seafood. We have 3 different fresh salmons available. Of course, we have all the shellfish anybody would ever need if they actually want to go bonkers and go for some king crab legs or some lobster tails or shrimp. We always have that available, but still a couple more weeks of people to behave leading up to Good Friday. But
yeah, definitely. And once we get into that weekend, of course, then all eyes are kind of on the ham, right? That's a big Easter kind of dish. What kind of hams do you guys have here that we can kind of prepare for?
Well, we have a variety of hams. I mean, if you want to, even if you want to make your own ham, we can get you a raw ham. I don't think a lot of people want to go that route. But, whether you want a nice trimmed up smaller ham, if you want an old fashioned ham, whether you want a 25-pound ham or just a little 2-person ham, we can do that for you. But there are a lot of opportunities this year that weren't last year with Easter coming, basically a month later.
Yeah, definitely.
So not only is there outdoor cooking options on Easter, but everyone that's behaved during Lent can on Good Friday, when they come in to get their hams for Easter, they could always pick up some steaks for Good Friday.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. The weather has not been maybe the best the first couple of weeks of spring, but that means we can grill, though, like as you mentioned. What are other things that you think would make a good Easter meal if we didn't want to go the ham route, now that we have a little bit more opportunities if we wanted to grill or smoke or whatever?
Well, if you still wanted to go with pork, you do some nice, bone-in pork chops or some smoked pork chops, maybe even do a crown roast in the oven. If you want to make it a little more casual, a lot more variety of our homemade sausages into the case. So there'll be a lot more options now that the weather's warming up for that.
Yes, definitely. Mother Nature, thank you. Let's keep it up. So if people do want to get, whether that's like a bigger ham or something smaller or different kinds of meats, how much in time in advance do they need to, if they're going to get something a little bit bigger for a bigger family?
Hams are pretty tricky, so you should get your orders in as soon as possible. Once we're a week away from the holiday, we've pretty much all got our hams that we're going to get. Once Easter hits, they really don't sell after that. So, so most of us are trying to run out of hams on Easter, so the earlier the better, but if you give us a call soon, I'm sure we can accommodate whatever you need.
Yes, awesome. Well, thank you so much. You heard that right there. All the information is on the screen, so you can kind of get those plans going, what you are doing for Easter. But I just know that my stomach is hungry thinking about all these different options between the ham, you mentioned steaks, you mentioned a little bit of everything. So thank you so much for always making us hungry and always being in our backyard for our family meals.
Thanks.